Let me just make sure my audio is okay. Right now, I don't even know what to say. Well, I have a lot to say, but I don't even know how to say it because I'm just kind of beyond in disbelief right now, genuinely. And let me just make sure this thing is hooked up. My video should be here. Why is... Oh, I'm in the wrong account. One sec, guys. Don't know why YouTube is playing with me like that. Yes, I want to go to my video. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm going to get my AirPods. One sec. So what would you call this? Post-election day thoughts? I don't know. Don't know really how you would call this, guys. I'm kind of hungry. It's dinner time. It's like 6:13. So I really need to go and eat something. But I wanted to get this shit off my chest because later on I'm just not going to have the capacity or the care. So why I feel led to talk about this, I just will, and call it a day. You see what I'm saying? And just call it a day. I think I got my AirPods now. Not on my YouTube, on my computer. God, technology is getting annoying. Okay, yeah, it works. Okay, good. So let's make sure the volume's okay. Okay, do I hear myself or not? Testing, testing. Okay, now I can hear myself. Before I couldn't hear anything. Because, you know, you got to watch these platforms nowadays be silencing people. Oh, speaking of silence, you know I don't like to have a bare lip, y'all, when I talk to you guys on camera. I got to get some lip gloss. Okay, one sec. In the video that I did on election night with you all, towards the end, for some reason, I saw that my audio went out. A lot of you guys who were live in that video with me, you guys saw the same thing I saw. My AirPods, I'm assuming we're in till the end, but it was a 4 hour plus live stream, so I'm not going to be too harsh on myself. It's my primer, guys. And so watching it back, the audio was there when it was supposed to be there for the rest of the video, but then when I watched towards the end, the audio went out, which, to my calculation and my recollection, it was not supposed to do that, guys. So if you look in the description box, I told you all what I was talking about. And I said, under no circumstance was that supposed to happen, because I don't recall muting myself for that long. And obviously, if I was talking and I saw the mute button on the microphone go out, then I obviously would have stopped talking and would have pressed the microphone button. So did they cut that part out? Probably. But I was able to tell you guys in the description box what I was trying to say, you know? So that was good. And then I realized earlier in the video that I was talking about the same topic. So I kind of said what I basically that night and that day, I got to say everything that I wanted to say regardless. So I'm very happy about that. But now we have the inevitable shit show that I'm seeing. The shit show that I'm seeing is of epic proportions, and I'm actually just, I don't like the word lost. I don't like the word, I Oh, and for the haters, there's still no tears, because I know there's gonna be some fucking bot or some fucking asshole that's gonna be like, oh, have you cried yet? No. And I'm never going to cry. I'm just way too strong for that. You know, I can be pissed, I can be disappointed, I can be fucking disturbed to the highest heaven, but I'm not going to cry, because crying is giving the situation too much power, you know, for me. Now, that's not to poo-poo or put down anybody else out here who has, okay? If you have cried about this, you know, my heart really goes out to those who have cried about this, because it is fucking tragic. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, this shit is disturbing. And before we get into the video, while it's early, because I know some people, they only watch the beginning or they skip through, so I'll just put this in here. But on TikTok, I was telling people what I experienced the day before yesterday when I was running errands, and I had to go through. I need to get a microphone, by the way, guys. You know those little like wireless microphones, whatever? I need to get one of those, because like my voice be like really tired these days. Like my voice has just been tired of late. So please excuse me, guys, if I sound groggy or tired. It's because I am. I'm fucking bewildered by this shit right now. No lie. I'm fucking bewildered. So let me tell you guys what happened the day before yesterday. I was running errands, and I had to, the way the road was designed, there was a lot of construction on the road and whatnot. So I had to go down a different road, right? And I happened to pass a house. One second. I'm back. I happened to pass a house that had the biggest Trump flag I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this Trump flag was bigger than the fucking American flag, basically. And I'm telling you guys this story and what happened and what I saw and what I witnessed. And like I told TikTok, if I felt more comfortable and I had enough time, because I was driving. If I had more time and I was like parked somewhere, I would have taken the video like easily. So for those who are just joining in and like, oh, she's probably lying, I'm not lying at all. I'm telling you, this is a God honest truth what happened. And if I had more time and I felt safer, if I felt safe, I would have taken a TikTok video, saved that TikTok video, and made that video a YouTube short and a live stream on here, YouTube, if I felt safe. Now, if I'm driving past a bunch of houses that have, you know, Trump stuff all over the house, I do not feel comfortable, okay? And for those who don't understand that, do the math, okay? I just did not feel comfortable, right? Because they may have Confederate flags, they may have a very racist perspective on black people, brown and black people. So I was like, I ain't going, you know, my head automatically said, this is not safe. Okay, but let me tell you what happened. So the day before yesterday, I had to pass these houses to get to where I needed to go. And I passed a house that had the flag like half staff, and it was the biggest Trump flag I've ever seen. And it was wrapped either on the outside or it was like weaved, like, you know how my sage right now, okay, perfect example. You see how this sage right here has like the I would say rope, but that sounds weird, like the little tie thing around it, and it's all kind of bunched together. Yeah, okay. That's basically how it looked. So to my recollection, just to be completely honest, I don't recall if it was in the inside or the outside, but it was basically wrapped together like a, you know those lollipop candies that kind of spiral? That's what it looked like, okay? But it was tight. It was tighter than this white sage. It was like a boa constrictor. It was so tight that if you didn't, because I'm in the South, so if you didn't pay attention or you didn't look carefully, you wouldn't really know what that other flag was. The American flag, easy to spot. But the Trump flags, depending upon what type of Trump flag it is and the coloring on it and the wording on it, different Trump flags say different things. Now, this Trump flag was to me obvious as hell. You know, little stars and the banner. It was obvious. But it was wrapped. It was wrapped tightly in this person's driveway. And to me, that has been symbolic of the nonsense from the election day to now and beyond. If we don't have divine intervention, if something doesn't happen to change this shit, I can't even call it a country at this point. This place is doomed, okay? Blown to smithereens. We are fucking doomed. And I'm just being blunt, okay? So to me, and then, you know, I wish I was lying. I wish I was lying. But I'm not. And so to add salt to the injury, when I was driving more in the neighborhood to get out, to go the other way to get out, there was more flags. There was more Trump flags. And I was seeing a pattern of either they were in the yard taking up this stuff, or they were wrapping it. I saw some Puerto Rican flags in the other neighborhood I had to pass to get to where I live at. So I was seeing this pattern of different flags, right? So at first, I think I was so shell-shocked because obviously as a Black woman, I felt uncomfortable automatically. So I was like, I don't want to stay in this neighborhood. I don't want to have to even drive through this neighborhood, but I have to in order to get to where I need to go. And so trust me when I tell you guys, everything within me, like it was like a split second in my head when I was driving past the house. I wanted to take a video, a TikTok video so bad, but I did not feel safe. I was like, if I sit here and anybody walks out and sees a phone, you know, the camera pointed towards this thing, they're gonna put two and two together. And I don't want to deal with no Ku Klux Klan member. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with nobody who doesn't see me as a human being, as a person. So to me, wisdom said to me, the same breath. One second, guys. I got to belch because I'm thirsty. My throat is dry as hell. About to put the straw in this Arizona can. So as quick as I had that thought to make a TikTok, do a TikTok, record it, the other, the other intelligent, force within me said, this is not safe. You need to keep driving so you can get out of here and go about your business. So for those who hear what happened to me, this actually happened to me. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's actually happened to me. I know how you feel. I would have loved to make a TikTok and then show it with you guys, but it was all happening so fast, And so I'm sharing that because in a very, very strange, sad, disappointing, gravely disappointing way, I feel like that symbolizes what we're all about to witness, or for those of us who are in America, like myself, be impacted by, or have to witness, or have to, deal with for the next, if nothing, if divine intervention doesn't take place, we have to deal with this shit for 4 fucking years. And that to me is like a tragedy. That's like a prison sentence, in my opinion. That's like punishment, and I'm gonna keep bringing this up, as long as it's relevant to the topic of the videos I make, is because that's what it feels like, is people showed their ass. They showed their ass. They were uneducated. They did not do any research. They did not thoroughly pray and even fast and dedicate themselves to God, to really say to God, how should I vote? These so-called Christians, they didn't pray to no damn God. They didn't pray to no damn God. This was about race. This was about a Caucasian man who has a fucking big mouth, and they wanted to see somebody like them take liberty over innocent souls and over innocent people and immigrants and minority groups and women especially. That is what this was about, okay? So to see somebody have a Trump flag as big as that, I mean, I wish I could have had taken a picture, I swear, but like I said, I was driving, so I wasn't able to stop. I didn't want to stop the car, quite frankly. I didn't even want to stop the car. I was wanting to get out of there. And so to see a Trump flag bigger than the American flag, it's symbolic and it speaks for itself. You know, these people put this clown above the country. They put this clown above common sense and decency. And if I'm gonna be very honest with you all, and this is very personal, but you know, this is my channel, this is my video. I'm sharing with you all, you know, my post-election day thoughts. And what I genuinely feel right now is that I've had some time, I've had a couple hours to think about this, and what kind of disturbs me, not kind of, but what does disturb me is the fact that there's children. There is children in these houses where their psycho parents are Trump fanatics, and they treat Trump like they treat Jesus Christ. And it's not even a hypothesis, it's not a opinion, it's a fact. It's a fact. And they tout around this title of billionaire this and billionaire that, and oh, he's rich and we're all gonna be rich. And these people are these people are dumb. I you know, and may God forgive me, but I don't feel bad for saying that because that's what they are. They're dumb. They're very dumb. And if you don't believe in idol worship, then why are you worshiping him? You know? It would just be equally as creepy if somebody had, you know, Bill Clinton or Obama's or Kamala's face plastered all over their garage door. I mean, it would be like a red flag, you know? You'd be like, something's wrong with this person. Like, why are they so entrenched in a person that is unreachable? I mean, the sole fact that people are trying to relate to somebody that they believe, because I don't believe it, but that they believe is a bona fide verified billionaire, yet we don't have his tax records or his health records, is a mystery to me. You know, you would think that if you're working class or an entrepreneur or a parent, especially a parent, you would think these people would vote for somebody that is like them. And instead, they're trying to reach past the Trump sneakers, past the Trump watches, past the Trump Bibles made in China, and say, he sees me. The orange orangutan sees me. Trump speaks for me. How? On what planet? And so I'm trying to be nice. As you guys can see, I'm trying to be professional. But this is really as bad as it sounds, guys. Like, these people are worshiping Trump. And there's no other way to spin it. Something about that clown, that big, rotten clown, has captivated these poor, innocent souls and has really convinced these people that this guy is their savior, that this guy was handpicked and cherry-picked by God. And under no circumstance is this true. Under no circumstance is that true. So if there is a God, if there is an omnipotent figure that, was brought back from the dead and resurrected and all this bullshit, I can assure you he wouldn't vote for a pedophile. I can assure you he wouldn't vote for a rapist. I could assure you that he wouldn't vote for a racist. And the same thing goes for Michael Jackson. I've seen people that are, once again, fanatics of Trump say, oh, Michael Jackson would be so proud. Leave fucking Michael Jackson, the king of fucking pop, you ratchet bitch, out of it. No, the fuck he would not. Okay? No, the fuck Michael Jackson would not vote for this guy. Okay? Please. If anything, he wouldn't vote at all. If he saw, and I don't want to speak for him, but like, how disgusting is that? The guy is dead. The guy, Michael Jackson, is gone. Long gone. And so this is the absolute complete Twilight Zone, and I do mean Twilight Zone type of words and posts and videos even that I have to sit and hear, or that I have to witness. And I just, the only word I can think of nicely is loony bin. So this is genuinely how I feel, and I'm trying so hard to make this a professional confessional ramble, post-election video for you all. But it's a Twilight Zone. I can't make sense of whatever, almost everything they say. I cannot rationalize it. And this is not typical, guys, because at the age of turning 7, I came to, I moved to America with my family. I'm a dual citizen, a US citizen, a UK citizen by birth. That will never change. And as young as I was till now, in my 20s, soon be my 30s at some point, I cannot recall any Republican that was running to be president, attracting all this, creating all these issues. It was just, you have a red candidate, you have a blue candidate, and whoever gets the, nomination, whoever gets the votes is president. And it's as simple as that. It's not this big fanfare. It's not this debate hall. It's not this panic button episode. It's just whoever is president, and that's it. We're not worshiping the person. We're not protesting for the person. We're not, there was none of this going on. And I'm going to be bold, and I'm going to say to you guys, this is probably the first time I ever said this out loud, but what kind of spell, what, and I don't want to say witchcraft, because witchcraft is for people who I feel have intelligence, you know what I'm saying? So I don't even think that Trump is intelligent enough to even be in witchcraft. So who did he pay? You know, like, what kind of sick spell? What spell? What incantation does he have these people under? I would love to know, because it's foul. It's foul. It makes no sense to me. It's a mania. It's a cult. It's something that, if Jesus Christ was spreading the gospel, a so-called gospel on the street, you know, that's how you would think that Jesus would be received. But instead of Jesus, and actually, speaking of Jesus, what's even worse is they're trying to tie him to Jesus Christ. Now that's when it gets really scary, and that's when it gets really confusing, is when grown adults, once again, who have kids or are planning to have kids or attend a church or whatever the heck they're up to, they're trying to speak for the Alpha and Omega, and to justify their lunacy, they say that God himself is co-signing this guy, this clown, this monster, this creature. That's where, for me, the buck stops, you know, of many bucks that, you know, I screech and halt and say, nah, I'm not buying this. But that's one of them, you know, that's one of the dark areas that concern me, you know, because there is no other, and maybe this just has to be said, you know, there's no other demographic that I can recall, even back to the age of 7, where every president, every election, they put the word God in there. You know, when Obama, I believe it was when Obama got a second term, and I can recall, I think it was CBN, TBN, a couple other Christian channels and whatnot that were depicting Obama as the Antichrist. And some people that are so-called Christians, they still believe this, guys. They still believe that Obama is the Antichrist or is going to help the Antichrist. I mean, these are supposed to be, you know, intelligent adults, fully functioning citizens, working class people, even rich people, you know, and or well-off, wealthy people. And this is the best they can come up with, is that, you know, Obama, and anybody that is watching me and saying, oh, that's not true, look it up for your fucking self. There are still videos to this day on YouTube that literally you will see in the emblem, you will see in the copyright, you will see in the watermark, these Christian networks, and they're still doing it, saying that Obama was the Antichrist. Now, how can you spin that? How? All because he was the first Black president, he was the Antichrist. And to be fair, there's no other religion, there's no other, you know, group of believers that I have seen to date that have talked like that. You know, I don't recall seeing Muslims or Buddhists or Hindus say that Obama is the Antichrist. I don't recall seeing that. It's only Christian. It's only so-called Christian. So I'm gonna have to gracefully bow out, you know. It's been, I think even before 2016, when Trump ran for president the first time, I already stopped referring to myself as a Christian out loud, because just fundamentally how they think, I just don't think that way, you know. I just don't relate to in any way, shape, or form. And so maybe 4 to 6 years before that, I was already like, you know, not comfortable, because all these titles and these, you know, I just, why put a title on things like that to that degree? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's supposed to be private for the most part. So so I'm greatly disturbed by it. And you know, it's taking everything within me to not just spaz on here, really. I mean, I'm trying to keep this video professional and clean for you guys as much as I can with, you know, and cursing. I'm an adult, so I'm gonna curse, you know. Those who don't like cursing, I can't help you, you know. I'm an adult. So whatever. But you know, does history repeat itself? You know, does history repeat itself? Because as I'm going back into the very sharp, disturbing memories of the first term, that's what I heard in the church, on the Christian networks, now on social media. Now that social media has got to the height that it is, you see it everywhere you go, you know, and they're proud of this. And they really are tying the God in their head, the only God, to Trump. And to me, if I was God, I would say, what are you doing? You know, I didn't send any politician or any businessman or woman, I didn't send anybody down here to be any kind of leader or any kind of person in power to replace me, you know, and that's what I see. You know, there's no Kamala supporters who are touting Kamala more than their own spiritual or religious belief. I've never seen that, but I've only seen it with these so-called Christians, these so-called Trump supporters. They treat him like he's Jesus, and anybody cannot, they cannot debate me on that. Okay, there's not any single soul out here that can tell me that what I'm saying is not true, because it's 1,000. I mean, I can get really personal and say what I want to say, but I'm not gonna go down that route. But I've witnessed it with my own eyes. I've literally witnessed it with my own eyes. The word cult is a start. The word cult is a start, but it's so bad to the point where people now, after the fact, are telling their white brothers and sisters that they did not research anything. They just voted for Trump. They didn't care about LGBTQ marriage being overturned. They didn't care about the right to contraceptive. They didn't care about anything to do with anybody else but their fucking selves. And they have the audacity, they have the sheer audacity to tell people like me and you that we're the ones who don't know what we're talking about, but yet they did no research. And now they're backpedaling, and now they're freaking out. And now when you have a serious conversation with these folks, they're blind and they're dumb and they're deaf. They don't want to hear it. And so that is a cult, 1,000%. If somebody cannot challenge you on the facts, on evidence, and you can't even lend an ear to hear what other Trump supporters are saying, then they're too far gone. And guess what? This country is too far gone. It is. It is. I don't feel that America, KKK, is how it's going to be spelled now. Without the CA, it's going to be KKKA. This country is too far gone, guys. The people in it are too dumb. They're too ignorant. They're too racist. They're too sexist. I don't think there's anything that we can do. You know, I was literally shopping at, I'm just gonna say it, and this is legit facts, and I have the stuff to prove it. I bought this off there too. I was at Five Below yesterday night, getting some knickknacks, getting some stuff for the holiday season, and trying to you know, update my room and whatnot. And I kid you not, this, I thought she was at least 23. The young girl told me that she was 16. Now, I didn't ask her. She told me. She's like, as a 16-year-old, I shouldn't have to. She was basically expressing herself and her frustration with the world and with the country. And so obviously as a millennial, I mean, I'm right there at the cusp of Gen Z and millennial, but I'm probably a millennial. I say I'm a millennial because that's what I feel, you know, even though I'm like right there. And some would consider me a Gen Z, but I don't consider myself a Gen Z. I'm a millennial, you know. And so I said to her, I hope you know this is not normal. And it's not my fault, but I said to her, I'm so sorry that I'm so sorry that you're living in a world like this. You know, I'm so sorry that to hear that you are, you know, growing up. I mean, I said to her, when I was your age, or when I was, even before I graduated college, I was trying to tell her, like, life was never like this, you know. And I try to explain to her, I'm like, I don't think you understand, and you can't understand because you were probably a child when that happened. But I said to her, I'm like, the world that you're living in now versus even 4, 5, 6 years ago when I was still in college, is a complete different reality, you know. And there's not enough words in the English language to give it the gravity that and the depth in which I'm trying to explain to her how bad it is now versus when I was her age, or versus when I was just even 4, 6 years ago, you know, still in college. And it's not fair to us millennials either, especially the youngest ones, which is, you know, I'm a part of the youngest group of millennials. It's not fair to us either, but you have to understand that, you know, taking her word for it that she's 16. I mean, she didn't look 16. She looked like she was 23. But taking it that she's 16 years old and she's saying that, oh, I can't wait to leave the country. When I leave the country, it's up and blah, blah. And I'm just looking at her like, and I looked at her boss because her boss was coming from the back of the store. And so I knew he was a millennial because I could tell he's a millennial. So I started talking to him instead of her because she, you know, she's too young. She wouldn't get it. So I just basically switched the conversation back. Sorry, guys. So I basically switched the conversation from her to him because I knew that he was a millennial. And so as soon as I started talking to him, he started talking to me. We got it. We connected and we were on the same page, you know, because she's too young. She wouldn't know. And so then I kind of brought it back to all three of us talking, and I said to her, and I said to him, I said, you know, I said, you do understand that that's not normal, right? Like, people talking about, when I leave America, it's up. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be like, nobody was talking like that. This is, and for the Gen Z watching, this was and is unheard of. You have to understand this. Nobody, when I say nobody, I mean nobody ever said before Biden's administration, I cannot wait. I mean, before Trump and Biden's first administration, nobody was ever saying en masse, I cannot wait to leave America. I cannot wait to leave this country. Nobody was saying that. No, especially not young people. No young person was saying, I cannot wait to leave this country. When I leave this country, it's up. It's the Gen Z. Listen to what I'm saying from your soul, from your heart. Listen to what I'm saying with your heart, people. There was no Gen Z. There was not one Gen Z saying, fuck America, I'm out of here. Nobody was saying that. This is unheard of. This is unheard of. It's not until the clown's first term that people were saying, I'm leaving the country. I'm done with America. I'm out of here. When can I leave America? How do I get a dual citizenship? How do I get an e-visa or whatever the heck else is out there? Nobody was saying that. And so when I'm trying to explain, or I'm having a conversation, happenly to be with a Gen Z person, I'm trying to have them compute, but it's hard for them to compute because they were not of this age, you know? They were not young adults who can drink and drive, you know? I'm not saying together, I'm saying drink or drive, right? You get what I'm trying to say, drink or drive. They were not young adults then, so they would not get it. You know, you can explain, but they're warped in a different, you know, level of anxiety, a different level of lack of common sense, that you would have to tell them how it was when you were in elementary school, when you were in high school, when you were in you know, you'd have to go all the way back and say, this is how it was. This is how we socialized. This is how people, you know, dated. This is how people grew up to have families. You know, they're not going to get it. So, like with that situation, I had to literally talk to the millennial manager, because I could tell that she wasn't going to get it, you know, because what she's growing up in, to them, that's normal. You know, hearing other Gen Z say, I'm going to leave the country, to them, that's normal. But to us millennials and down, you know, that's not normal conversation. These are not just blase conversations that young people have with each other. It's not normal. And I'm sure boomers and Gen X and all that, they can account for that too. They will tell you, like, everybody wanted to be in America. Everybody was like, America is the hottest thing on the block. Now everyone's saying it's the trashiest thing on the block. Now everybody's saying America is where you don't want to be. Imagine that. Imagine that. Now people are saying, I don't want to be in America. I'm working to leave America. You've never heard of that until now. And so that's just a taste of what I'm talking about. Is it's over. You know, do I have to play the Dick Gregory video that I showed yesterday, and the Back to the Future video where I was telling you guys that and look it up. Just put in YouTube Dick Gregory space time is over. Just look it up yourself, because I already put it on StreamYard, but I'm on my iPhone right now, so I can't really, you know, I can't show it really on here like the way I want to. So, with that said, I have every right to be upset. I have every right to be pissed off. And I'm not really showing it right now in the way I want to on camera, because I don't want to, you know, give the vampires and the negative people of the world that validation. So I'm still going to keep it cute. But the point that I'm making is, I have had my 20s and soon my 30s, you know, stripped bare from me because of this clown. And I'm saying, to think that surviving the pandemic was hard enough, right? While millions of people around us were dropping dead like flies. You mean to tell me that I survived all of that, still paid my bills, still kept myself alive, all to have us back at square one? Because that's what it seems like to me. That's how it's translating to me, is that was all for nothing. All the sacrifice, all the hard work, all the grunts and the sighs and the shaking of heads, all of that was for basically nothing, just for these fucking dum-dums to put us right back at square one. That's how I feel, you know. And I know a lot of you all out here feel the same way, because you're liking the video, you're watching the video live, and replay watchers are watching it. So, and on TikTok, I already have, you know, a wide reception of people who I've seen other people say the same thing that I'm saying, and if not worse, you know, they're really going in, you know. You think I'm going in this video? They're going in 20, 30, 100 times harder than I'm going in right now in this video. So it's a smack in the face. Just like I said with Kamala, it's a spit in the face, it's a smack in the face. You work hard, you know, you go to college, you bust your ass, just for people who have not even the same level of intelligence in their pinky toe, tell you that you're the crazy one and that you don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, if people in this country are this dumb, then it deserves it, you know. I mean, I don't deserve this, but I think the word right now that resonates with me is just disappointment, you know. Disappointment and feeling very I wouldn't say hopeless, because hopeless sounds like very negative, but disturbed. That's a good word. I'm very disturbed by this, because I watched it with Obama, you know, I watched it with Hillary as, you know, as a very young person, you know, very young. And then seeing it now happen again is beyond troublesome, you know. And in the depths of my heart, I really, 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 really mean that I feel like God would have to tell me, you know, what's the game plan? You know, why put us through all this? Why have this happen when people are supposed to be enjoying their life, you know, building their life? You know, for those who want to have children, I've seen, you know, what's even worse is I've seen mothers cry. I saw, she's Hispanic. This one happened to be Hispanic, and I saw she looks very young, a very young Hispanic mom on TikTok was bawling her eyes out. I mean, I could feel the pain through the screen, you know? And in her own words, she said, you know, what hurts the most is that just because you're a woman, you're never going to win, because they don't value who you are as a woman, not as a mother, not as a leader. And she was spot on, you know? And I had to see thousands, really. I had to see thousands of people like her video, in the comment section, you know, telling her to stay strong and it's not her fault and you're doing a good job. And then I saw other mothers and fathers even saying, you know, but they don't know what to do. They feel very confused by this result. They don't know what happened here, you know. And that's real. That's what's real about the people in America, not the other side. This is the people that are really feeling disturbed like I am, saying, why do we have to go back, you know? Why do we have to go back to what didn't work and what put us in a global pandemic and what had people losing their houses, losing their cars? Why do we have to go back to that? Because people want to put race and party above country. Why should these parents, I don't even have any kids, why should these parents have to raise their kids in a climate like this, you know, in an environment like this? And so if you're a parent watching me, you know, my heart goes out to you guys as well, because I can't imagine. I actually cannot put myself in those shoes to even conceive the idea of raising kids where there is a rapid storm of young boys telling women that it's your body and my choice. And this is a rhetoric they get from the very clown at the top to the clowns in the middle and the clowns at the bottom. They're listening to what this person has said. And so, like Whoopi Goldberg said, I don't want to hear about these parents being bothered by transgenders when you saw this guy give oral to a microphone. You're seeing his supporters tell women that your body is my choice, right? Taking away women's rights, taking away their rights to anything, really. And then all the while you're saying, have babies, have babies, have babies. No, okay? This is crazy. To put it lightly, it's insane. It's asinine. It's complete asinine. And this country is going to get exactly what it voted for, okay? And so it's very easy for me to say, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out of here. You know, I'm out of here. I don't want to live this again, you know? And I don't blame people that are doing that. I don't blame people who are saying that they just, this is a straw that breaks the camel's back, basically, you know? This is a straw that broke the camel's back. And they're leaving in droves. You know, you've seen all these people that are so-called influencers, you know, making their good almighty American dollar. And they're taking their U.S. money and they're going to Canada and they're going to the UK and they're going to Guyana and they're going to Mexico City and they're going to other places, you know, parts in Asia. And they're saying, this is a train wreck, you know, it's a train wreck. You cannot salvage this. We cannot salvage this. We're too far gone, you know, we're too far gone. And me personally, I think it's dangerous. I think it's very dangerous when people try to interweave God into a political candidate. That to me is dangerous. Like, we're constantly trying to use God as a placeholder, as an excuse for humans fucking up, you know, and that's embarrassing. Like, God has something to do with these idiots, you know. It's not God's fault. It's the people's fault. It's people's fault, you know. And so I will never intertwine the two, because people don't use their brains, if they even have one, you know. So yeah, it brought me right back to when I stopped going to church, and when I said, you know what, I don't feel a connection to this. I don't understand this. I don't agree with this. And, you know, I need to take a step back. You see what I'm saying? Because it was just getting all too much for me. It was just becoming disturbing for me, you know. And a part of self-love and a part of self-care is honoring how you feel, you know, is not compromising how you feel. And so I've seen other people who are so quote unquote Christians, and they say, oh, you know, as long as you voted from your conscience, you know, with a clear conscience, you know, you have nothing to feel any kind of way about. And I agree, you know, if you would not change how you voted, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? So be it. But there's going to be consequences, you know? There's consequences to everything in life. And I just think it's beyond sad that, especially for those who are in America, that we have to tag along for the ride. We're being dragged on the gravel here. We're being dragged in the mud, you know? And I have never seen any other Republican behave like this. I've seen Mitt Romney. I've seen John McCain. I've seen other Republicans who have won, you know, who have done what the hell they wanted to do, but there was not this fanfare, you know, and people are just lost in the sauce. And there's no saving this, guys. There's no saving this. There is no saving this. I strongly believe that this country will not recover from this. They will not recover from this because it's too far gone. The political lines and the ideologies behind it has bled into religion, has bled into families, has bled into common decency, and you cannot come back from that. Okay, you cannot come back from that. You can't. There's women that are divorcing their husbands because their husbands voted for the clown. You know, breaking up families over a clown that you're never gonna meet, that doesn't give a shit about you, and they're putting their whole life on the line for this guy. That's crazy to me. You know, I would not even do that for Kamala. Like, I wouldn't do that for any human being, period. Because they're up in their castle while you're up in your shed. And that's just the reality, you know. These people are part of a chessboard game that the working class are not a part of, okay, and never will be a part of. And so it's delusions of grandeur is what it is, you know. They see a shiny object and they say, ooh, let me have it. But they're not understanding that the shiny object is tied to a rope and a ledge that is dangling in front of their face. So they're never going to have it. They're never going to have it. So, yeah, this country is doomed. I told you guys already. Okay? I'm not the first person to tell you this. You're going to hear other so-called Christians say the same thing. Their time is over, guys. Okay? Time is over. And what I'm seeing is so disturbing, genuinely, that it's not even been a week. Not even 2 weeks. And it was almost like I was having an outer body experience, really. And I was just seeing all these notifications come through. And I was like, it was making me feel like an atheist. I was sitting there like, bruh, there's no way this is real life. You know, I think I said on TikTok, 2 days ago, I was telling you guys, like, these people have to be NPCs, bro. They got to be some kind of hologram. These people cannot be real people. Like, I have never seen anything like this in my life. I've never seen it. Even that guy who's a white supremacist said, and he's back on the train, he's the one that said, oh, these people are dressing up in trash bags. They have on themselves literal trash bags. And they're going around, they're going around saying, I'm trash for you know who. And that's when even he said, something's not quite right here. You mean to tell me that you're putting yourself in a trash bag because somebody tells you to? Because somebody says that you are trash? So therefore you wear a trash bag? An adult wears a trash bag? Like it's a Halloween costume? I mean, the plot is lost, guys. And I wish this was fake. I wish I was just, I genuinely wish that this was not real life. And even I can't believe this is real life. I'm having a hard time. I'm like, there's no way that I'm living in a timeline where grown adults think that this behavior is okay. And they have kids, which is even worse. They have kids, and their kids are coming to be just like them and talk just like them and behave unruly just like them. Racist and all, sexist and all. And it's all okay because an orange daddy said so, right? And that's why I'm saying Obama never ran any of his campaigns on tearing away women's rights. You know, never. He never did that. There's only one person and one party right now that's doing that. And they're doing it with glee. They're happy to take your rights. And these are the same people that are going to be controlling the country for 4 years. We're not going to have a country in 4 years. We're not even going to have any allies. Forget it. It's over. What was it? The Paris Treaty Accord released a tweet, was a couple days in actually, and said, we're not going to allow this guy to pull us out. I mean, we've never seen anything like this. And if Sky Daddy exists, I have a bone to pick with him. I have a huge bone to pick with him. I'll be telling him first and front and center, how dare you? How fucking dare you? How dare you put me down here in this shit ass timeline? How fucking dare you have me waste my 20s to this garbage? And then you want to do it again? You want to do it again when I'm a young adult trying to build my life? And I have to be subjected to this trash again? There's no way this is real, guys. There's no way. There's no way that there is an omnipotent controlling this. There's no way. If that's the case, there's no way. There's no way. And that's me being very vulnerable with you guys and me speaking from my heart. If that's the so-called plan, is taking away my rights, that's the plan, that's the big grand old plan, you can forget it. You could wash it down the bin, you could throw it in the trash can. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. So for those women out here who are on the 4B train, congratulations. For those ladies out here who don't have any kids, congratulations again. You have dodged a major bullet. Because all the other women out here who have to raise their kids with this going on and all these wars and all this shit, that is the ultimate low. And I'm sorry if that hurts, but I gotta be honest, that is the ultimate punked. That's the ultimate joke. So not only is it hard for you to pay bills and hard for you to get ahead, but now you got to raise your kids with this. And you got to see people who are not even qualified, no qualification whatsoever, are being appointed to cabinet positions that you've never even heard of in your life. And this is what is considered normal. So the train is off the tracks, guys, to put it lightly. The train is way off the tracks. And what makes it worse is these so-called Christian people who try desperately to tie their colors to this guy and say it's all part of the plan. Well, guess what? Scrap that plan, crumble it up, and put it in the trash. I don't want to be for this ride. I don't want to be on this ride, guys, to put it lightly. I don't want to be a part of this at all. And I have a bone to pick. I do, because under other administrations, life was not this bad, bro. And the political divide and the sex and the gender wars and all this stuff, this never was the case. This never was the case. And then all of a sudden, this is the new normal. You notice how all these guys have all these podcasts and stuff, bashing women, bashing single mothers. Do you know how hard it is to be a single mother? And these men are touting the Christian card and the Trump card, and they're making fun of women. They're literally pulling down single mothers all over the internet, and they're making money off that. So congratulations, America, you played yourself. I hope you're happy. I hope, and like everybody else is saying, I hope you get exactly what you voted for. 1,000%. I hope you lose your health insurance. I hope your family gets split up. I hope you get divorced. I wish you the worst. I do. Because you are putting us in this circus, and I'm not a clown. I did not sign up to be in a part of the circus. And so I'm very upset because I should not have to be witnessing this. I shouldn't have to have my 20s and my 30s and maybe even 40s being affected from this buffoonery. It's not fair. So scratch all the other shit. When I get up there, or when I talk to God in my private time, I'll be having a bone to pick with him, absolutely, and say, why did you put me down here? Why did you have me have my 20s in a timeline that is garbage? Why did you do this? Because I could have been alive at any other moment in time, and you have me here being subjected to these fucking clowns. It's not right, guys, and it's not fair. It's not right and it's not fair. And there's people who are elderly who are going to be living their life years on this earth seeing this clown on their television. That's an insult, okay? I can't imagine pushing 70 years old and I have to sit in my rocking chair or on my nice couch and I have to listen to this garbage. I have to spend my retirement with this bullshit. It's not normal. And like so many people are saying, we cannot normalize this, guys. It's not normal. It's not normal. And I am beyond, it's the sick and tired. Sick and tired doesn't even cut it, guys. I am beyond tired of people trying to normalize this. It's not normal. It's not normal. So that exodus that Bob Marley was talking about, the exodus from Babylon. Yeah, this is fucking Babylon, all right? Okay? America is the fucking Babylon, guys. America is Babylon, bruh. And you are going to see an exodus. Mark my words. The birth rate's going to go even lower. People are going to flee the country. People may even take their own lives. I mean, the suicide rate's already way up. Look it up for yourself. The suicide hotlines and the suicide rate has skyrocketed. The divorce rates skyrocketed. Look it up for yourself if you think I'm lying. the past 5 days and a half. So we are, this is done for, to put it lightly. It's over. Okay? It's over. And so all the plans I had and all the ideas I have changed overnight, because now I'm concerned, right? Now I'm concerned that the Department of Education is going to be fucking non-existent, right? And so how the fuck am I going to get any money to go to fucking college, guys? You know, and they voted for this shit is what makes me, that's what I can't understand. People took their gas and their time and walked into a booth and said, yes, I want to lose my health insurance. Yes, I want to lose tuition. Yes, I want, you can't make, I don't, there's no words. There's no words that can justify how I feel, can justify how we all feel. There's not enough words, guys. And so, and this is very controversial, but this is also how I feel. With times like this, even let's take it all the way, since we're already going back under this shit, let's take it all the way back to slavery, shall we? Let's go back to slavery and the Holocaust and the whole 9 yards. Those people who were slaughtered and who were raped and who were killed, they had every right to question God. And I mean that wholeheartedly. These people who were whipped, who were raped, and had to survive another day under these people killing them and their kids, God would not be just if he was to see people go through absolute hell and say, if you don't 100% love me and worship me, you're not going to go to heaven. That's not a good God to me. That's a dictator. That is Satan, in my opinion. Because when times are hard, people are going to question, what's this all about? You know, why are we here? That's just human nature, right? People are going to start to question and say, what's the grand plan of all this? What's the point of all this? You know, what's the point of working hard? What's the point if I work my ass off, you know, buy a new car, buy a house, whatever, and then somebody drops a bomb and blows it all up to smithereens? Or those climate change deniers, you have the oceans rising, you have cyclones and hurricanes, as we saw in Florida and North Carolina and South Carolina, and their whole house is destroyed. Years and decades even of hard work down the drain. You can't tell me that's a just God. You can't tell me that makes any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And so if nobody has a balls to say it, I'll say it. That's what I do best, basically. Okay? Nobody has a balls to say the truth, but I do. So I'll say it. Okay? That's not a just God. And so God cannot judge me or any of you guys out here, okay, for questioning this shit, because it's questionable. It's very fucking questionable, okay? Very. And it makes no sense. And so we can kiss these freedoms goodbye, guys. Now women have to get firearms. Innocent little women have to now get firearms because these men are gonna want to take their virginity, okay? Take their body, because according to what they heard him say, it's your body, my choice, right? So all the morale is out the window. If people haven't realized, there is no such thing as morals anymore. Okay, it's a free-for-all. It's a circus, like I said. It's a circus. And so how do you go from so much progress to this? And so, yeah, they've dragged us along for the ride, and it's not fair. And it's not fair. So, people, especially us who vote a certain way, we have to just take care of ourselves. I don't know what else is. There's nothing else common sense to say, right? Like, me personally, I'm actually looking forward to not talking about this for a while, you know, because as I said earlier, this is where the buck stops for me. This is when it gets to the point where like it's just so much buffoonery, and it's so crazy to even try to conceptualize, and it's so insane that that I've reached max capacity, you know. It's past the point of no return. And now you have to question, you know, is another country safer than ours? Probably, you know, because even this so-called prophet, I was watching his video yesterday night, and a lot of shit he said is exactly what I saw and what I said, funny enough. And then he was like, he said in one of his dreams, he saw the bear like out of control in this room. And according to what he said, he was like, God was telling him that the bear is Russia. The bear represents Russia, and how they're gonna be out of control. And you're already seeing this, the slow drip, drip, drip. You're already seeing it now. You're already seeing it right now. So we got Iran on our ass. We got Iraq on our ass. We got, I mean, we're not, it's over. It's over. So we all cannot be seeing the same thing, predicting the same thing, saying the same shit, and it not be true. It's already happened. We're already, all the things we're already predicting and seeing and saying is already happening, guys. It's already begun. And so that's what he said. He said that we're going to be in so many wars, even more than we are now, that the kids, he said it, the kids in school are going to ask what's going on. There's going to be so much news of mayhem. Just like 9/11. When the Twin Towers collapsed, he's like, there's going to be so much shit popping off at once that these kids are going to be asking their teachers what's going on. What's happening? How does nobody realize we're in the wrong timeline, guys? We have reverted back to, without choice, of course, not our fault because we didn't choose the shit they did. We have reverted back to a really dark timeline. And you cannot switch over to a different positive timeline with this going on. It's going to be basically impossible to get back over to the correct timeline. Okay? So that's what he said. And I believe it to have some credibility because the other things that he said is exactly what I saw. And in his own words, he said that he felt some kind of way because, you know, people are, you know, obviously fanatics. They want to only hear what they want to hear. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear what they want to hear. And he said, like, Russia is going to be out of control. Even worse than they are now. So here's the common sense rule. There's been a lot of different people I've been seeing today say how they're leaving Twitter, you know, they're unplugging from social media. Well, if that helps to sleep at night, but you cannot You cannot ignore the inevitable, you know? It's going to be in your face. You can delete, listen. You can delete and say whatever the fuck you want, okay? But when shit goes down, you cannot hide anywhere. To all the punks talking about, oh, I'm going to get off social media. Bitch, it's going to be everywhere you go. It's going to be everywhere you go. So good luck with that. Because instead of just reading it, you're going to be living it. So how about them apples? Instead of seeing it in a post, you're going to be living it. So good luck with that approach. I'd rather be educated. I'd rather have knowledge. I'd rather see exactly who's attacking who, what's going on, than to be in the dark. That's just my personal opinion, okay? I would not want to be misinformed or not informed on if someone's dropping a bomb on our ass, you know? So good luck with that. Good luck. All these people who feel bad now and they're saying, oh, you know, I made a mistake. Well, fuck you, okay? Because you put us in this shit, right? And you didn't care about your goddamn daughters enough to vote correctly. Or the country, for that matter. So fuck a lot of them, guys. Fuck every single one of them. Okay? Because now, the so-called hell you thought you were having under Biden is going to be 20 times worse. So I hope they're happy. I hope they're happy. So ladies, get your protective gear. Get your stuff together. Like I said, I was trying to go back to university. But with this shit, I don't even know if it's even going to be available, you know? And I'm not owing a dime. You understand me? I'm not spending a dime more until I know exactly what's going on, because I don't trust these people. I don't not even people. I don't trust these creatures. I don't trust any of them. You know? Unlike their supporters, what they say, I actually believe. When they say they're gonna deport people, they're gonna deport people. But to somebody else, they don't really mean that. You know, they're speaking in Ebonics. So you know, it's a loss. It's a zero-sum game. It's a zero-sum game, and I already decided, you know, that I will not be buying as much as I bought under Biden. Cause under Biden, I got some good deals, like really good deals. And for me, the prices I was paying at shops and stuff were very affordable. But now I'm like, you know what? I don't support this in any way, shape, or fashion. So I'm not going to be buying as much because I don't want to make him look good. I don't. And that's real shit. I don't want to prop up his economy when he's a fucking asshole. I don't want to do it. So I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. So, guys, it's over. Listen to who you want. Believe what you want. I really don't care. But I'm telling you that people who have a gift like myself, and they see things way beyond in the future, and they come on here with their credibility on the line, and they tell you this is going to be a disaster, you better listen. And you better take heed. And I think a lot of people, a lot of Americans are realizing that, you know what, this may not be able to be salvageable. You know, this may be the last rodeo, so to speak. This may be it. We cannot survive. We cannot survive under this again. You know, we're not gonna even be able to survive, like literally. So I guess Biden was the last real president, bro. That's it, you know? And then how the hell are they gonna cheer? How are they gonna cheer for Kamala, but they didn't vote for her, allegedly? They want to sing her praises now. They want to cry tears. They want to cry now. But they failed to do the right thing. So I ain't got no sympathy for them. None. There is no more kumbaya. There is none. So I don't know. Grab your popcorn, America, and grab your snacks. Because we got a first class ticket to the circus. We are witnessing the circus. You know what makes it even more funny? They like it. They enjoying it. They're clapping, they're smiling for it. That's what's sick about it. They like the chaos. They like the confusion. They like the violence. They like it. And the rest of us are like, what the hell's going on? You know? So there's really nothing else to do. I mean, we have the keyword do something. 142,000 people. Look, are tweeting this right now. Look. Calling out for help. Well, they can't help us. They can't help us, guys. We can only help ourselves. And if that means moving to a blue state or leaving the country, then so be it. But ladies especially, get your protective gear. Get your protective gear, because these people out here, they don't care anymore. There is no morals. There is no rules. So this is beyond the dark ages. This is the darkest. Fuck golden. This is a tragedy, guys. So regular news networks viewership is way down. There's a mass exodus from Twitter. It's all sinking, guys. The Titanic ship is sinking. It's all coming apart. And he's not even sworn in yet. So just imagine. Just imagine what 4 years would look like. Just think of it. Think of how bad it's going to be. So, yeah. I don't think nobody can help us, y'all. I really don't. And, Now she's a Russian is trending. Look at this. This is on Elon's Twitter. Look what's trending, guys. So I don't know. But I tell you one thing. I'm not gonna be on I already didn't watch television before. You know? Like the news, I mean, I didn't really watch the news. I don't have a TV in my room. My TV's next door. So I wasn't watching, the news like that anyway. And so I'm definitely not going to be watching it now. I mean, they can forget it. I'm just going to get updates through articles and stuff and posts and stuff. And more importantly, people have, these people have, Twitter accounts and stuff. They have social medias. So so if you don't watch TV, they're going to tell you on their social media platforms what they're doing anyway. So you really can't, how can I say this? Oh, they took it. Praise God. Woohoo. Came out yesterday. Oh, I paid my car note, guys. So it came out yesterday. That's good. Okay, because I just called my my auto company, like, bruh, the money's been sitting there for like damn near almost a week now. It said it took it out, but the money didn't. The money wasn't leaving my account. So I'm like, what the heck? What are you guys doing? It just came out. So praise God. So yeah, guys. On that note, I'm gonna get off here. I love you guys in the bottom of my heart and all of my heart. I wish you all the best, whether you're an international viewer, American, British, African, Asian, I don't care who you are, what you look like. I wish you the very fucking best. But as far as I stand recollected and collected, America is doomed. It's over. The birth rate is already below replenishment. So there's not enough people, you see what I'm saying, to keep this corporation, this corporation they call a country going. Okay? Not enough people, guys. Not enough people. So there's nothing really else to do, but protect yourself, get good sleep, try to take care of your health. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of alcoholics. I'm not trying to be funny, but I could already see it. I have a feeling about it. I think a lot of people are going to become alcoholics. I swear. And I know it sounds funny, but I'm being honest. I think a lot of people are going to become alcoholics. Like, you thought it was bad then? And if they don't succeed with that, they're going to take themselves out. Because, like I said, the hotlines are already shooting up. People don't have the mental strength. There's been a lot of spiritual people along the years, especially from COVID, that I remember saying, people are not going to be able to handle it. And I believe them. I agree. I think a lot of people are not mentally equipped. You see what I'm saying? They're not mentally equipped for this type of shit right here, guys. They're not. They can only drink so much alcohol. They can only smoke so much weed until they say, I'm out of here. And you're going to see it. So good luck, America. You screwed the pooch again. And I'm just going to be sitting over here eating my snacks, getting my 8 hours plus of sleep, making my money, and pissing off.